Hello everyone, welcome back to Oneg Shabbat. This week we start Chumash Bemidbar, a fascinating Chumash that takes us from the beginning of the days of Am Yisrael in the desert, past 40 years, to teach us how to move Am Yisrael not only geographically from the outskirts of Mitzrayim to the outskirts of Eretz Yisrael, but also the change of a nation, how to take a nation of Avadim and to turn them into Bnei Chorim. The Chumash starts with the minyan of Am Yisrael, a few long minyanim, every perek. Perek Aleph is its own minyan, Perek Bet is its own minyan, and what's exactly the point of this minyan? The Parshanim have given different answers. Some have said that it's tzuvot tzava, it's a matter of the army. Some have said it has to do with the hashrat shechina. The whole I want to deal with today, Bichlal, is the idea of counting Am Yisrael. Is there an isur? Where did the isur come from? What is the meaning of the isur? And why here it's not only not asur, but rather it's a mitzvah to count Am Yisrael. So, first and foremost, we'll start from the brachot Abraham got. Abraham was never told a number of what his zera would be. He got metaphors, zera kechol hayam. He got metaphors of kechol hashamayim, laro, but no one was ever given a number. And when we start seeing the problem with minyan Am Yisrael, the Parashat Kitisa, in Parashat Kitisa, we learn about machatzit hashekel, and machatzit hashekel there seems to be more of a donation. Zeitenu, kol over al pekudim. It says here, it says, Kitisa eto shel pekudim, ונתנו לשקוף נפשו להשם בבכותם, ולא יהיה בהם נגף. Bifkod otam. Which means the machatzit shekel is there to lechaper al hanegef. So it's not exactly an isur here, but we do start seeing here the danger. The danger is that once they have the minyan of Am Yisrael, there might be a problem of bifkod otam. Now, this could also remind us of what we see afterwards in Sefer Dvarim, in the beginning of Sefer Dvarim. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Am Yisrael, Hashem Elokechem הרבה אתכם היום, בעינכם היום ככוכבי השמיים לרוב, Hashem Elokechem יוסף עליכם ככים 1000 פעמים, וידבר אתכם כאשר דיבר לכם. Which means also Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't talk in numbers. The idea of a number seems to be something משהו מצומצם, saying it's a little too clarified, it's not too classified. And therefore, when we give a general thing, Hashem הרבה אתכם, that seems to be the idea of the bracha. But obviously the most important source of the problem, the minyan of Am Yisrael, has to do with David HaMelech. David HaMelech, in the end of Sefer Shmuel Bet, we learn about the story about David and Yoav, the minyan of Am Yisrael. David tells Yoav, ויאמר המלך אל יואב, פרק כ"ד, פסוק ב' in Sefer Shmuel Bet, שר החיל אשר איתו, שוט נא בכל שבטי ישראל, מדן ועד באר שבע, ופקדו את העם, בידתי מספר העם. Which means David HaMelech wants to know what exactly the number of the Am is. Now Yoav is the instinct. Yoav is what the voice of the Torah. Yoav tells them, "Yoav HaMelech v'Yosef Adonai Elohecha al Ha'am kahem v'kahem 100 פעמים." Remind us here the pasuk of Moshe Rabbeinu. He said 1000 פעמים. He says 100 פעמים, but the same idea. בעיני אדוני המלכות ועדי מלך למה חפץ בדבר הזה? אבל בסופו של דבר ויחזק דבר המלך אל יואב ועל שרי החיל, and they go out to count Am Yisrael, and they come back with the number. This leads to a punishment. David had to choose between 3 different punishments. ולמעשה the Am is struck by devil, struck by a plague, and tens of thousands of people die from this. What exactly is the problem here? Seems to be the problem, what Yoav says is a contrast between Hashem and between man. Yoav tells him, ויוסף כמה פעמים, והנה אדוני המלך רואות. It says, ויוסף השם אלוקיך אל העם, and the end of the book, והנה אדוני המלך רואות. Which means, when you count something, it seems to imply that it belongs to you. When you imply something, it seems to show that you're in control. It seems to show this is what I have, kochi ve'otzem yadi, it's mine. Whereas, באמת, it's Hashem's. ויוסף השם אלוקיך אל העם. The one in charge of the numbers is Hashem. Hashem is the one who gives the numbers. It's David HaMelech's responsibility to be the eyes, והנה אדוני המלך רואות, to see and to use. But the number, to know what it is, number seems to show ownership. Seems to show gava, it's mine. And therefore, David HaMelech is told not to do it by Yoav. And David HaMelech does it anyway. So when he says, Nipelana b'yad Hashem ki rabim rachamav, uyad adam alepora, when he takes a punishment from Hashem, not only is he saying that because ki rabim rachamav, it's also the tikkun for the chet. The chet was that he thought everyone was in his hand. He thought the Am was in his hands and he controlled everyone. But in the end, Nipelana b'yad Hashem, Hashem is the one who's going to decide. It's exactly the kapara for the chet that David did. So if you come back to our parasha becomes with a minyan. Obviously, there's no isur with a minyan. And now, why is that? Because simply because Hashem tells him to count Am Yisrael. Se'ut rosh adat b'nei Yisrael. But you have to understand this isn't only a heter. It's not just saying, look, usually it's asur, but it's a horat shah that Hashem told you specifically to count Am Yisrael, then obviously you're allowed to. No, it's not that. It's a much deeper contrast. It's because Hashem sent you to count, then you're not counting for yourself, you're counting for Am Yisrael. B'kitzur, a minyan to count Am Yisrael is not asur. It's asur to count for yourself. It's asur to count to show that it's yours, that you control it. When a mefaked wants to know how many soldiers he has, He's not doing it for himself to see what he has. He wants to see it because he wants to know what he can do with it. That is not asur. The isur is to count in a way of ga'ava, to count in a way that contrasts between me, what I have, and between Hashem, the one who created it. It's Hashem's nation. So when Hashem is the one who sends Am Yisrael to count, first of all, if it's for the point of Asharat Shechina Bichlal, but even if it wasn't for that, once Hashem sends the count to Am Yisrael, then the counting is for Hashem. The counting is avodat Hashem. It's not avodat ha'adam. It's not the person putting himself in the middle, and therefore not only is it mutar to do it, it is a mitzvah to do it. Is a mitzvah. Now obviously, we still have potential for because it depends what you do. It depends on the lev. Dvarim ha'mesurim lalev. What are you doing this for? Are you doing it to find out how much you have? Or are you finding out to do it what Hashem has? If be'emet, you give the machatzit shekel. If be'emet your heart is in the right place, but right, the counting, the reason it's so problematic is because the maaseh itself isn't the problem. What matters is the intention. What matters is the matara. What matters is where the heart is to define, is it a mitzvah, is it mutar, or is it a big isur that could bring terrible consequences, lo alenu, to Am Yisrael. Shabbat shalom, everyone.